For decades, Annapolis has meant Navy dominance. In a year of uncertainty comes stability and leadership with senior QB Dalen Morris taking on one of the American's strongest arms, Anthony Russo. Welcome to college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper. The Temple Owls started fall camp in late July. Tonight, the season opener against the Navy Midshipmen. Good evening, everybody. John Sadak alongside the Hall of Famer in Randy Cross. She and Stanwick Birch will join us from downstairs. An opponent playing a season opener. Nothing new for Navy. Third time in 4 games.
As crazy as that sounds, and having an opener this late in a season for Temple's got to be amazing. A lot of, I guess, commonalities in these two teams. And number one for that commonality, they're both used to being the most physical team on the field. So far for Navy, they haven't pulled that off one time this year.
They haven't been used to any one cadence. They've had 3 different starting quarterbacks.
But more importantly for them, it's Dalen Morris, who started the first game, led the rally against Tulane, and now is back and has taken a big leadership role starting in practice this week, and that's a great sign for Navy.
And he said he plans to be the starting QB the entire year. Ken Niumatalolo, 1 win shy of 100, but he's just concerned about getting a win in what's been a particularly challenging season. Temple has had its troubles arriving to this point as well. For their unique tale, let's go down to Shia.
Thanks, John. Temple had its first 4 games canceled against Miami, Idaho, Rutgers, and UMass, all due to COVID-related scheduling changes with the conferences. In addition, Temple had its own hurdles. The city of Philadelphia limited the number of players that could practice. They did not allow scrimmaging, and this game was slated to be played back on September 26th. Head coach Rod Carey wanted the game postponed. He didn't feel that it would be safe to play without practicing normally. On September 8th, the American moved the contest until tonight when both teams had an open date. And about 3 weeks ago, the city of Philadelphia lifted those practice restrictions. Carey feels they're ready to play. The team's been tested 3 times for COVID this week, reported no positives as of yesterday. They're ready to get this 2020 season started.
Appreciate that, Shea, and it will be a nearly autumnal-like feel. Temperatures will be dipping into the 60s, begins at 71. Winds could be an issue, and so could fans. Welcome back to the Brigade. Just got permission on Thursday.
All the way around the bowl in the lower level, including behind the visiting team. So Temple hasn't played a game, so they don't know there's not much crowd noise in these stadiums these days, but they'll hear it this week.
Well, Temple won the coin toss and deferred. When we asked Ken Niumatalolo, he said that he wanted the ball to begin the game, and he'll get his wish.
Wants to give it to Dalen Morris. Let him lead this offense.
Will Mobley sends it tumbling in the air. The fair catch wave, and Navy will have the ball at the game start. Now, you mentioned QB1 for Navy, the first repeat starter of 2020, Dalen Morris. And Morris exuded leadership this week. It's what offensive coordinator Ivan Jasper said the team desperately needs. He and Ken Niumatalolo praised the way he handled the first huddle on Tuesday.
What they desperately need is blocking. Dalen Morris can run the ball. Carruthers can run the ball. Fells, the rest of them can run the ball. They need blocking.
We'll see how that line holds up. Fells showing movement. Jamel Carruthers, the deep fullback, but look for a lot of Nelson Smith today, too. Maybe 50-50 balance in that fullback slot. Morris on the pitch game. C.J. Williams with some space. Amir Tyler takes him out. He earns the 34. Let's take a look at the rest of the starters. You mentioned this critical unit up front of the offensive line.
Yeah, led by Billy Honaker. They've all got to have their best game this year.
That's been in rotation some. Pierce Banbury at the center spot. Luca Fradiani, Sean Ratty, who had started in the opener, now working off the bench. And there Carruthers, who was explosive and a touchdown machine a year ago, earns the first down. The defense for Temple is very strong up the middle.
Very tough, extremely physical. That is Temple football. They will punch you in the mouth.
That includes Daniel Archibong, who you saw there, alongside Ifan Maijay. You might not recognize Maijay, number 9 on the near side of the line. He was awarded a single digit for being Temple tough, a major honor in the program this year. Now Morris, good read. Some blocks hold, and Chance Warren has himself to the 45, a gain of a little more than 8.
Yeah, that's 2 runs already where they've gotten outside, and they've gotten outside because they've handled the business inside. If you can legitimately threaten with a fullback and the quarterback, the A-backs, the slots, will be big-time factors.
And Warren had only been averaging a yard a carry. Navy as a team, Randy, averaging barely more than 3 yards a carry.
230 yards off their average last year.
Toss off the motion, nearly fumbled, but settled. And Carlinos Acey with his first touch. He is at the marker, and that is good for a first down.
Talk about pinning a ball to your helmet. Watch this toss and where it ends up. Right hand, ball against the helmet. It doesn't move while you're running full speed. Try that sometime.
His first career touch comes under that kind of duress. And a long look to the sideline for Morris. There you see the backups that have seen time this year. Tiger Gosselin, Masai Maynor helping to signal in. Morris, that one sniffed out, so he gets denied. Let's take a look at our tools for success, brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. What do you say?
Well, start simple for Temple. When they get the ball, it'll be about running the ball and play action. Eye discipline here on defense. Know who your responsibilities are. Be the most physical team for Navy's offense, and the return of controlled chaos for the defense.
And you see Navy has got a Nelson Smith in the backfield, a more physical runner. And Rod Carey has great respect for the physicality Navy normally plays with. There is Smith trying to bully his way up the gut. Pierces Temple territory. Only about 3 yards, so third down. What do you want?
Well, you've got 2 downs here. I guarantee you if they don't get it here on third, they'll go for it on fourth. This is not only the part of the field, but this is the time of year. They need it now.
And last year they were top 20 in the country on third down. This year you see only 30% this season.
And Archibong right there in the middle. Watch him, number 6.
Needing 7, the inside run. First contact there by Jordan McGee, the redshirt freshman backer. That spot's going to have him, it looks like it's going to be generous and give him the first down.
Yeah, it was a nice block by Pierce Banbury, the center. Much bigger than Ford Higgins last year, working against Archibong, and the fullback goes right by that defensive tackle. If you can occupy and stay on these blocks, you don't have to blow people off the ball. The problem's been they've gotten penetration and they've totally disrupted this offense. Stay on your blocks. You can get yards.
Fresh set of downs. Another inside run, and Nelson Smith, forward progress halted. Will Kwenku missed a lot of time last year. A Bennett fracture in his thumb in the preseason.
4 yards is a big success for this style of offense. If you haven't seen many option teams, remember, do the math. 4 plus a 3 plus a 3, that's a first down, and the drive keeps going.
Yeah, conversely, we asked Temple about the idea of tackles for loss, and they said you have to be careful against an option team looking for that. They said their tackle for loss in this game is a gain of 2 yards or less.
Yeah, if you attack, you can get creased.
Another inside run. This is what you expected, Randy, to establish that identity, to go right at the strength and try to establish a strength.
Oh, you talked about what their Navy is averaging running. You're going against a tough Temple defense. You couldn't ask for a worse matchup when your offense is in this condition.
Third down and 4. They need to get just beyond the 32. Ken Niumatalolo, he does use metrics, but he uses a lot of gut too.
He's a lot of gut. Third and fourth down are the gut downs.
Fake the inside run. Late pitch, Fells, and Al tumbles. The first down had. The Navy blocks hold on that left side, and they get first and 10.
Sometimes the pitches you don't make are the smart ones. You saw the one earlier where it was almost exactly like that, but Dalen Morris didn't pitch it. This time he gets it out to Fells because the support's not right there. Support's not there on the outside. That means yards.
Jalen Ware, the stop JUCO transfer. There are some new faces on this Temple defense that lost 9 starters, including Quincy Roche, who led the American in sacks and tackles for loss. He went to Miami. Carruthers This Navy front is winning quite a bit. Nestrowitz helping to pave the path along with Teixeira.
And John, you noted from the jump here, this is exactly why Navy won the toss and took the ball. Because they wanted this. They wanted the ball. They wanted a chance to get the offense on the field, and they wanted this offensive line a chance to test itself.
Teixeira, a little help coming to his feet. Walks off the field here. Tim Rich, our referee, each team huddling up. The whistles are blaring. I don't think we had a timeout. Teixeira gets tended to.
When the whistles blow like that, it's usually a referee saying, hey, wait a minute. I didn't give you a timeout.
And one of the wrinkles this year, of course, they began only with the electronic whistle, and then as the years worn on, they now have the option to use a normal traditional whistle as well. Teixeira getting that left hand looked at. Well, Teixeira's tended to. 2nd and 6. Looks like Sean Ratty has come on, who started at left guard in the BYU game. He's at left guard here. Carruthers trying to get low. Getting low, pad level. That was talked about on both sides of the ball for Navy this week.
Yeah, it's really a key for Navy because they're just not big enough. If you're big enough, if you have big 300 and something pound linemen, I mean, Rod Carey has much bigger linemen than Ken Niumatalolo. So the pad level isn't quite as vital, but it's always vital at the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and a short 3, and they've gone bigger at fullback with Nelson Smith. Dalen Morris, one of 5 different quarterbacks to see time this year. There's the great sell, late pitch, another first down. Carlinos Acey at ball free.
Ball late.
The Navy's got it inside of the 10. That was Amir Tyler in there trying to rip it loose, and it did spring free.
He did rip it loose, but AC got lucky. It came right back to him, landed right on his hip.
Well, AC's first 2 career touches have been trying ones on this drive. He's off. They have Marcel Gleaton in, wide receiver on the near side, 83. He's a big guy, converted linebacker Raider, their best blocking wideout. Williams in motion. Smith tripped up at the 5. That'll be a couple of yards, 2nd and goal. Today's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. Navy in the red zone last year, dynamite. They were 3rd in the FBS. They scored 96% of the time. It's been more troubling this year.
It has been, and that's been because of the blocking. See if Temple can get off some of these blocks up front and make a play.
This time they have Michael Cooper on the line, the wide receiver on the top of the screen.
He is 6'5", 220, right? Not like he doesn't fit.
Morris hasn't kept a whole lot yet. On 2nd and goal, Nelson Smith, they're trying to rip it free again, but he swings for an extra couple, earns the 2. So 3rd and goal. Are you sending in 2 plays? Are you already thinking about that?
You're already thinking about 4th down.
Yeah.
They are not thinking about bringing in Nichols and seeing if they can get 3 points. They got this ball. They're happy about it. And the reason they are happy about it is they want to score a touchdown. Can Temple come off the blocks?
You saw the graphic. Navy has not attempted a pass yet. That's part of mentality and strategy. It looks like Moore is changing things up. They haven't run that follow play yet. And there it is. Behind the fullback, Dalen Morris. Shy. He's going to be a half yard short, and it'll be 4th down. Tough decision here.
I don't think this is tough at all. From the get-go, on the last snap, you knew you were going for it on 4th down. If you're Temple, you've got to defeat the blocks. You need penetration here.
Morris, the hard cadence.
Look at the backers inside. You're going to fill the A and B gaps. Got 4 bodies inside.
Coming off his first run, might we see a second? Instead, inside, Jamel Carruthers, touchdown, Navy.
Wow, what a nice job by Ratty and Self on that left side. We talked about everybody up. Look at the penetration. It's not there on that defensive right side, offensive left side. Temple's pad level above Navy's, and they pay the price.
Ken Niumatalolo said, I want the ball first. Temple took the toss deferred and played right into Niumatalolo's hands. Last year, Navy kicked off in all 13 games, went 11-2. This year they had received in all 3 games entering today. But today, with greater identity, purpose, and physicality, they get a TD.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Navy offense. The defense wasn't there. He even ran through one of his guys.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? By Verizon, the network more people rely on. By Ram, built to serve. And by Rocket Mortgage. For the personalized playbook on home loans, Rocket Cab.
That young pup chasing down 100 wins through the years, Ken Niumatalolo. He has had vibrant success, the winningest head man in Navy lore. Now here's a big nugget. The Mids 13-2 under Ken Niumatalolo. When they take that opening kickoff and score it, Randy, they ate up almost 10 minutes.
The option offense is so much about confidence and a rhythm. A physical rhythm, but a rhythm nonetheless. And when you get that from the jump, it's a huge advantage.
Ben Fee to kick, Temple's first touch, and it's season opener. Jaden Blue wants it. He's explosive. Electric wide receiver and return man and outstanding downfield pursuit. As Temple will begin at its own 18, led by the 50-year quarterback. He has a big-time arm, Anthony Russo.
He's a pretty good-sized fellow, too. You know, he's in that. They said 233 or so. He's listed at what, 240?
Yes.
And he looks every bit of it. And he's got the arm to go. He's not much of a threat running. But they're in the throw that he can't make or that he doesn't think he can make.
Did throw for 300 yards when these teams last met, October of 2018. Motion from David Martin Robinson. They go on the ground with Ray Davis. He gets veered out of bounds.
Davis with the carry.
Ray Davis is a freshman last year, nearly 1,000 yards. There is a wrinkle, a big one up front for the Temple Owls is Brandon Mack, who's a major red zone threat, and a big fella, 6'5", 220 at wideout. Adam Klein, the starting right guard for Temple, non-COVID related injury, not available today, not starting. On the jet sweep, Jaden Blue waiting for something to emerge. It does not. Terrell Adams drags him down. And so while Leon Pinto starts at guard for Temple, the defense for Navy has a lot of new names.
Yeah, they do. Injuries have definitely been a problem. Diego Frigo not being inside is a huge deal for this Navy defense, but an opportunity for Straw right there.
And Nicholas Straw, when we asked Ken Niumatalolo, among the many names getting their first chance to start, who you high on? First name he said, Nicholas Straw. The empty backfield, Russo showing off that arm. And right on cue, Brandon Mack. That's a big target, and that's 18 yards.
Yeah, like Michael Cooper on the Navy side, this is a 6'5", 220-pound receiver. You throw that ball into the chest. He turned his body perfectly. You catch that ball like that, that safety has no hope of seeing where the ball is because your body is covering that whole thing up.
Go to a pistol look here, and now massive change of formation. Russo locked left side, goes right back to Mack, and he gets hit by Cameron Kinley. Armed Forces football proudly supported by Ram. This Temple offense supported by Variety, but we expected a little more ground and pound early, right?
Well, so did Navy, I think.
2nd and 1, back to the air. They go to the tight end, David Martin Robinson. Ball free. Navy says it has it. Whistle, they're going to blow it dead.
Yeah, I don't think he ever truly possessed it.
Let's take a look here. He's got John Marshall, the striker, on him.
I don't know. It kind of looks like he's got two hands on that ball and has it secured before Marshall comes in from behind and knocks it out.
Martin Robinson getting more chances as Kenny Yeboah, who had 5 touchdowns, transferred to Ole Miss to join Lane Kiffin. Ray Davis, shifty, picks up enough yards here to get into Navy territory and earn a first. The cherry and white of Temple going with a white helmet, shirt, pant. You like that look?
Yeah, it's a pretty clean look. I got to be honest with you. I like the little grid in the helmet line too that matches the stripe on the pants.
Right.
Pretty clean.
And Davis again trying to get low and finds a block on the edge from Randall Jones. Now here are the injuries for Navy. These are big. Diego Fagot getting NFL looks, top tackler a year ago. Tabatu Ateli had the season cut short by injury last year. Jones fed in stride. Marshall able to triple up. They'll be right around the marker. Should be good for the first. They'll move the chains. What does that do to Navy, having Evan Fachman out, having Fagot out, having Saipai out at nose guard?
Well, you know, the reality of college football today, it really shouldn't matter. You should be at least 2 deep, and this is next man up. You can't ask for a bigger definition of that.
Russo taking a shot, put his man out to dry, but Randall Jones soars and grabs it. He's got inside of the 25, gain of 14 and a first down.
That is a catch there by Randall Jones. Very well done, very well placed too by Russo. You get that run working, the play action to make things tough.
It was Mitchell West in coverage, filling in for Kevin Brennan, who suspended the first half, a targeting call last week against Air Force. He'll be out there when the second gets underway. Efficient drive for Temple thus far. On the screen game, Jaden Blue. Navy with probing hands drives him back in the 18, gain of 6. And there's Brian Newberry, who took college football by fire last year at coordinator, a challenging 2020.
Yeah, and the way Temple is starting, Navy's defense is trying to hold their water and stay in place and then do their shifts and their moves. When the run's working, the play action is working, the defense has got to do things to change it up.
And on cue, a lot of movement by Navy, creeping up on the line of scrimmage.
Number 62.
And it goes on the center on C.J. Perez.
Yeah, it's usually a little twitch with the ball. You get a little premature snap.
He's taken over for Matt Hennessy, who was the strongest piece of the line last year, drafted by the Falcons. Perez, a transfer from Northern Illinois, Rod Carey's prior stop. Flag again.
Yep, he did it again, I think.
Ball start. Offense, number 62. It's second down.
I mean, what is he doing with the ball? Once you get that thing, see the twitch? See it look, it's not much. It's just almost an imperceptible little jerk of the body.
And
if that's 2 in a row.
Any head coach would be sensitive. It's Rod Carey, who was the center himself.
Yeah.
Well, 2nd and 14 as a result of the penalty. Off the play fake, one-on-one, caught. Brandon Mack, he has been an electric major target for Temple. It's 1st and goal in the game.
He runs his route, but look what he turns. He kind of turns his body to the ball. That is a really nice throw. Yeah, he wasn't able to catch and run with it, but man, they just zipped that thing through there. And look at this, not even 2 full possessions. Quarter's over.
Well, Navy ate up almost 10 minutes. It's been far more efficient. The return of the Mac. Anthony Russo, 6 of 7 passing. And Temple on the doorstep when we're back. We're through a quarter. It's college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Now let's take a look at the college football playoff poll, powered by Ram Trucks. Georgia, Tennessee over on the mothership. Randy, what were your thoughts going into that game?
I thought it'd be really, really close.
Ray Davis with Temple close, looking at 1st and goal, will lose half a yard. 2nd down and goal. Ken Niumatalolo trying to shore things up defensively. Dead last in rushing yards allowed in college football.
And a good job inside of stuffing things and getting legs in the backfield. That's why the running back tripped over the legs.
There's a lob looking for Brandon Mack on the fade. Incomplete. Matched up with Michael McMorris. No 3rd down and goal arrives. What are you looking for now?
Well, I know if you're a corner against this offense and what you've seen so far, and I know they just threw a fade, but I'd be real careful letting anybody inside of me. Russo's got a gun, and he can run a slant and get the ball there in a burp.
They go 3 wide. They're 3 best on the top left. Russo locked that side. Lob overshoots Jaden Blue. He had him, and he straight missed him, and it's 4th and goal at the 8.
Yeah, that's really surprising because so far Russo hasn't been heated up. There's not much pressure on him. He overthrew both of these fades. I mean, placement was about perfect if the receiver was at the pylon by then, but he wasn't.
And so the field goal unit out for Rod Carey's team. Will Mobley. Carey wanted him to be tested, but contact tracing meant Rory Bell didn't have a chance to push him in camp. Oh, Mobley converts, and Temple has to settle for a field goal. They burn down the field in the air, but Russo and company come short, and Navy maintains a 7-3 lead. Now for Navy's greatest legends, brought to you by The Exchange. Roger Staubach, one of the all-time greats, not only in Navy lore, but in his 11 years in the NFL. A couple of Super Bowls, and went 16-2 against the New York Football Giants. Did not start one of those losses. Dalen Morris starting for the 2nd time. He led Navy on a nearly 10-minute touchdown scoring drive to begin the game. He is excited to get the ball back after the defense stiffened up, and Temple, a couple of misfires. Anthony Russo was 6 for his first 7, incomplete twice on down and goal.
Yeah, you can tell this is a guy that's got rhythm and he's got an arm. If they don't heat him up, he will keep being that successful.
Will Mobley, the kick on a swirling, windy day. Navy's going to take a chance. Rarely do they try to return from the 10. Shifting is 25, 30, 35, 40. Big time return for Navy as Miles Fells earns handsome field position.
Yeah, look at that. This is a great view. Well, look at the blocking up front and the weaving by Fells. Then he just makes a couple guys flat miss that are right there in front of him, and he makes a miss.
Fells had one of the few highlights in the lopsided loss to Air Force, that 73-yard touchdown grab. Navy with supreme field position at its own 43.
Let's see if Temple can get off some of these blocks a little bit better. You've got to concentrate on your guy. You're part of the triple option, but you got to get off the blocks.
Jamel Carruthers met by Will Kwenku. Forward progress to the 48. Take a look at tonight's Geico difference makers. Pierce Banbury at center. The junior offensive lineman took over for Ford Higgins, who now is coaching him these days. And Daniel Archibong, one of the greats up front. His former head coach Jeff Collins said he had the best hands on the team when he was mentoring Archibong.
Yeah, Archibong could have a chance on Sundays. He's got that kind of talent because he can generate rush inside.
On 2nd and 5, flag flies. Looks like a hold. Tim Rich, our referee today. Fells jogs off.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 8. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Isaiah Grant Mobley, who's one of the leaders of this Temple team.
Yeah, the linebacker, he comes inside, he gets blocked, he gets shoved down into the A block, and all he can do is reach out and try to get a piece, and the only piece he got was the face mask.
Grant Mobley was lost for the season due to injury against USF last year. Injury, particularly to defense, part of the reason Temple got off to a great start and then stumbled late a season ago. And Carruthers, they try to establish that run game. We go downstairs to Sheehan.
Well, guys, as you know, a key topic in our conversations with players and coaches at Navy this week was the energy on the sideline. In their 2 losses, they described it as dead. I have to say it was a little tight for the beginning. After the first Navy score, the smiles started free-flowing, and now the fans seem to be getting in the mix. 4,400 brigade students are here tonight. They're all spread apart. The stadium seats 34,000, so it usually is a lot louder, but they're starting to warm up, and with the band and cheerleaders playing, it's starting to get much more lively.
Appreciate that, Sheehan. And there's a bad pitch. That'll mean a loss of yardage. Carlinos Acey able to tumble upon it. That'll drop him all the way back to the 38. A loss of 7 for 3rd and 14.
Yeah, when you watch these option quarterbacks, it's amazing how they can time that pitch. That time, the timing wasn't right. Give credit to the defense. They attacked Dalen Morris and disrupted that timing.
Peter Nestrowitz, right guard for Navy, getting looked at. We'll step aside. Back in Annapolis, the Mids will be without Peter Nestrowitz for a play.
Well, usually you worry about an interior lineman getting stepped on by a fullback. And Nestrowitz gets stepped on, but it's not really the fullback. It's McGee, the linebacker, coming in and stepping down onto him. And watch this pitch. When Morris gets to the junction point, and that's where the option player is, right there. You see that angle? He wanted to pitch it flat.
Well, this one taken in the flat by C.J. Williams, who explodes down the right sideline. Williams chipped down inside of the 5, and they convert on 3rd and 14. And Dalen Morris is saying, let's go.
Remember, this is a guy that ran the option in high school, never took a snap under center as a quarterback. It wasn't until he got to the prep school that he actually got into this offense.
Well, 1st and goal from the 2. Carruthers has a touchdown already. And a whistle at the snap. Flag out.
Prior to the snap, penalty flag on the field.
Looks like a false start, some movement by Navy.
Start. Offense, number 3, 5-yard penalty.
Michael Cooper, who had more missed assignments than any wide receiver last year.
And a quick little dump off screen. And look at all those linemen getting out in front. That's so critical. And when you've got a line that can run.
Nelson Smith is in at fullback for the follow play, but Temple felt that one coming, and they swarm Morris, who gets to the 4, gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and goal. Excuse me, 2nd and goal.
So again, let's go back to how many yards did they gain? They gained 3. That was net a very positive play. Temple needs a stop, and that means a 0 or negative.
Nestrowitz at right guard. Nelson Smith trying to keep himself upright. He gets to the 2, gain of a hard yard. When you're already up 7-3, are you still as aggressive 3rd and 4th down?
No doubt. No doubt. The offense has not had success this year. They've had success today. You keep rolling the dice. You've got 2 downs to score here.
They have toiled in the red zone.
Can the offensive line score with their man? And can Archie Bong penetrate?
Toss play, Chance Warren, touchdown! Navy had scored 7 points in first half play all season entering today. Touchdown number 2 tonight.
Nice job by Matthews on the outside, sealing off that line, and then it's just option football. You put people in positions where they can't be right defensively. They may think they're in the right spot, the right kind of pitch, the right kind of fake, and they can't be right.
Now the point after. DJ Nichols sneaks that one in. Makes it 53 in a row.
Yeah, John, the big play of that drive, though, was 3rd and 14. C.J. Williams on a screen. The offensive line gets out there. They get blocks. C.J. Williams makes people miss and almost scores. But Chance Warren closes the deal with a nice block outside by Foles.
Navy on top 14-3 against the Temple Owls in Annapolis. We invite you to start your Sundays with that other pregame show. The CBS Sports Network crew breaks down the latest information, gets you ready for every game on the NFL calendar tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern, on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Special sticker, a decal on the helmet of the Midshipmen players this year, honoring the 175th anniversary of the academy. Started as the Naval School back on October the 10th, 1845. 50 midshipmen, 7 professors. The curriculum included mathematics and navigation, natural philosophy, chemistry, English, French, and my favorite, gunnery and steam. I would be in every gunnery and steam class.
There was no sailboat boarding or anything like that in the class?
I think that was a minor. Or perhaps prerequisite information back then. Well, Kendi Amantalolo, 1 win shy of 100. His team in dire need of another win. They stand 1-2. Temple playing its first game of the year, latest start in program history. Jaden Blue taking a shot on specials, but would have been better off with the fair catch. Anthony Russo and his offense electric down the field and fizzled inside of the 10-yard line.
And very important, though, for this Navy defense going against a quarterback like Russo. Like I've said, if you don't heat him up, if you don't rush him and make him make quicker decisions, you've already seen the kind of arm he has. He can throw it short, he can throw it intermediate, he can be accurate. We haven't seen him go real long yet, but he's got the kind of arm that can throw it 50, 55, 60 yards in the air.
And they show it, and they go empty. Late motion, Davis in, tight end alongside. Motion from Randall Jones. Russo on the roll. Fires. Deep look on the sideline. A leaping grab, and that'll be good for a 1st and 17.
Yeah, how about that one? Look at that timing. Just dump it over the corner in front of the safety. I mean, you can't ask for a better throw than that.
Jaden Blue became the first Temple receiver ever with 1,000 yards last year. And the delayed run game, Ray Davis, giant crease, what a hole! And Davis gets ripped down. Here's his worst comedy.
On the right side.
Flags all over the place as Derek Atwaters ripped him down.
At the 43.
You know, you get the side of the helmet, you get the side of the jersey, the side of the pads. It doesn't have to be the nameplate in the back of the jersey. It can be anywhere inside those, basically from ear hole to ear hole in the back.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense number 36, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
And the key is the rip down motion, right?
Yeah, it's that motion. Watch it. Watch the body react. See the well, they basically go backwards and the legs stay under. That's why that penalty is called. And Brian Newberry, the defensive coordinator, reacts. As soon as he saw it, he knew what they called.
Penalties are up a bit in college football this year, so is scoring. It appears that offense is ahead of defense early. Now the moves of Tavon Ruley is more the bruising back for Temple.
You know, I'm not sure if it's that the offenses are that good. I think the officials are making a point of being safer, of keeping the game safer. You see more targeting. You see more horse collars.
Quick hitter in the flat here to Brandon Mack. So he gets helped out of play. Armed Forces football proudly supported by Serve Pro. Well, Brandon Mack did a lot of the supporting for Temple in its first drive. Just gets his first touch there. He's a weapon Kendi Amantalolo is worried about.
He should be, especially here in the red zone where the fade is king.
And they said they run a 2-point conversion play every practice. And with Mack, it's not 50-50, it's 70-30. Going up to grab it. Climbing the ladder, David Martin Robinson. That'll be good for a dozen. So first and goal. Russo right up under center. Ruley, their physical back, gets fed the ball, and he gets popped by Mitchell Johns and a few other midshipmen. It's about half a yard.
Yeah, Mitchell Johns met him in the backfield. Nice hit, but look at this throw. There's nobody open there. You got a linebacker, you got a safety behind, you got a linebacker in front. He just put it where a guy that tall could go get it.
And now the 50-50 ball to Mack, aggressively defended by Kinley, incomplete.
That was good defense, John. I know either way people could be saying, hey, he grabbed a little. I think they both grabbed a little. You throw that ball out there at the pylon, I think it's the advantage to the wide receiver. High into the pylon, high and back, not so much.
Well, here Mack comes off the field, so third down and goal from the 2. Your biggest, best hybrid tight end receiver 50-50 ball man is on the sidelines.
But you got 2 tight ends.
Russo to keep. And Russo at 6'4", 240 gets low and sneaks on in. Touchdown Temple.
Well, they had a little pace out of the huddle. Defense still moving around, and because they're still moving around, they don't get set inside, and they get creased inside. That was a great decision by Temple offensively to speed the pace up a little bit, do a little quick snap without their best receiver in the game, by the way, like you noted, and then go right up the middle with a big physical quarterback.
Well, Mike Uremovich, offensive coordinator, dials up the right play. And Will Mobley the point after. And it's good.
Now Temple comes out in a great formation. You bring an O-lineman around. You've got the quarterback coming from deep. You're not going to stop that guy. You kidding me?
Tonight's player profile brought to you by Corona Premier. Will Kwenku, the senior backer, born in Cameroon, moved to the U.S. in 2012. He's one of the Temple Tough players with the honor of a single digit. And for more on his tale, let's go down to Sheehan.
That's right, John. One of the highest honors a Temple football player can get is to be awarded a single-digit jersey, which are given to the toughest members of the team, both on and off the field. This week, linebacker Will Kwenku was voted by his teammates to receive the number 4 jersey. It's been a long road to get here for Kwenku. As you said, he was born in Cameroon, came over here in 2012, didn't know any English. In 2017, he became an American citizen. And before tonight, he had only had 1 start in his career. Defensive coordinator Jeff Knowles told us Will is a type of player that is so disciplined, he's always asking what he can do to better. He is Temple tough.
And he's also on special teams.
That is another thing you see from Temple football, or the guys in the single digits. They don't hesitate to help any way they can. You see them on special teams all the time, starting inside backer and on the kickoff team.
Here's Isaiah Graham Mobley as well. Great job by Andy Freeman, our director, and our outstanding camera crew. Well, Navy found pay dirt once on a return. Why not go back to the well? Chance Warren. They'll get to the 36. We'll take a look at what the midshipmen have done on the ground.
Well, they've done the fullback inside, and that's created opportunities for Morris on the outside and the A-backs, the slot backs, around on the pitches. Chance Warren with that last touchdown.
Now, you were talking while we were at break, Kenny Amatololo, his message probably own the ball until halftime, right?
Very, very simple. 7 minutes and 48 seconds. A new season. Tonight, 14 points. They'd like that to be 21 and the rest of the time on the clock.
It looked like they might have had the wrong play communication there. Morris was holding that out forever for Miles Fells, and with reluctance had to head upfield. There was no one home.
Yeah, but, you know, net effect, if you get good enough blocking, you know, Archie Bong inside is getting dealt with very well right there, and that's why Dalen Morris can get inside and do what he did. Banbury did a good job.
2nd and 6. And the run game exploding for Navy. Fells to Temple territory. Graham Mobley takes him out there.
That was a great graphic. That whole, 90 yards total last week against Air Force. 90 yards already in this first half. Because of the decisions being made. Another good example of that quick flip. The player declares who's got the quarterback, and the quarterback makes him pay on the outside.
Navy had less than half a dozen plays in Air Force territory in that game. They're back in Temple land here. Nelson Smith turned away, trying to keep his feet, but a barrage arrives. Leighton Jordan part of that bunch.
Yeah, no coincidence. A couple single digits led by Graham Mobley in there too on that play.
And Temple lost a lot on defense. 9 starters, top 3 tacklers, all linebackers. Quincy Roche on the line to Miami in the ACC. So Morris now with 2nd and 9.
Need at least 4 or 5 here if you're Navy.
Morris trying to read it. He knew the hit would come and turned forward to get an extra yard before Evan Rigby helped him down. 3rd down.
Good job by Rigby because he made that decision hard. You know, normally you'd see that ball flipped out to the back coming around, but Rigby got in that sort of no man's land and made Morris keep it.
5 of 6 on 3rd down today. This is 3rd and 7. They've converted on 3rd and 14.
Last one was a screen.
Inside run. Temple now knows when that's coming. Nelson Smith. He only gets about a yard. So what's the conversation here?
I think being 5 or less, it's about 6 maybe. You go ahead and try to get somebody to come off sides. I don't know if you necessarily run this play, but you do a lot of barking.
Let's see how good Dalen Morris's cadence is.
Yeah,
Temple not fooled.
They're trying to get Temple to jump.
Motion from Fells. And they are not biting.
Nice discipline by the Owls.
A heck of a job there by Jeff Knoll's unit. Worth a shot for Ken Niumatalolo, who calls the timeout. Rod Carey can talk it over too. His Owls likely will receive a punt and try to take the lead. The beauty of Annapolis. Different times in 2020. Masking up on both sidelines. Ken Niumatalolo, Rod Carey. A 1-score game. Navy called a timeout. Has its offense on the field. Expected we would see the punt unit trot out. Instead, there's Dalen Morris at quarterback. And Navy seemingly going for it on 4th and 6. Morris for a 2nd pass of the day. Michael Cooper's big target, and he's got the 1st down. A gutsy call by Ken Niumatalolo, and his senior QB delivers.
Yeah, what a nice job on the outside, getting key blocks for the offensive line. Self gets out there, he gets the 1st one, and then Michael Cooper cutting back inside with the pursuit, almost overrunning where he was going to go. He makes him pay with an extra 10-15 yards.
Off the fake. Oh, it's a tough pitch, handled well by Fells. He's been dynamite today. Drives Amir Tyler out of bounds. You know, it seems, Randy, oftentimes at some of Navy's biggest wins, there are signature moments when they seem to break the will of their opponent. And you wonder what impact going for it there on 4th down might have.
Well, Temple, if they had any doubt that this was all the chips on the table in kind of game for Navy, they have no doubt now.
It's right in line, but we spoke with Ken Niumatalolo and asked him, if you're in situations where you can be more aggressive, will you be? He was short. He said yes. Nelson Smith, he says touchdown.
Well, that was right up the middle, right in the land that Nesterowitz and Banbury and Teixeira, the rest of them live. Look at the get off. Look at the blocks. Great block down on the linebacker by Billy Honecker, the right tackle. You get in there and cover up the Mike linebacker like that, and the fullback has the ball. That's usually the net result.
Talk about a gut punch right up the gut. Now Nichols, the point after. They've converted on 3rd and 14. They've converted on 4th and 6.
Ken Niumatalolo puts all those chips on the table. Dalen Morris delivers with a nice little toss to Michael Cooper. The O-line blocks it, and that all leans to inside A great job by that O-line and great get-off in general by the Navy midshipmen.
Coming up at the halftime report, brought to you by Verizon. The gang in New York will get you caught up on all of today's college football action. It has been a wild Saturday in college football and a wild day for the Navy ground game.
It has been, because it's been everything the last 3 games haven't been. The offensive line is getting off and being physical. The option is working like a charm. And when the blocking's covering up defenders and defenders start guessing, that's why the option offense looks so good. But don't ignore what Ken Niumatalolo has done in this first half, the amount of chances and gambles he's made.
Riverboat Ken with more rushing yards tonight than they had per game on the season. Entering tonight, they had been outscored 71-7 in first half play. They're up 21-10 in a conference game. Jaden Blue from his 5. Blue. And a solid return for Temple, armed with 3 timeouts, 3 minutes 40 seconds. Plenty of time for Anthony Russo.
Plenty of time to do just about anything when you got a quarterback that can throw like Russo. It's going to be up to his offensive line to keep him clean, as he has been most of this first half. Keep any kind of pressure that Brian Newberry's defense wants to try to create against him, and especially with somebody like Matt. It's a great advantage to have a big receiver like that knows how to physically body people up.
The ground game overwhelmingly to Navy, certainly by design. Russo to Blue. The block fails as John Marshall sheds and rips. Only a couple of yards.
Yeah, the striker does a great job, John Marshall, of filling up as that ball is thrown. Doesn't give up an inch once the ball's caught.
With the cushion of the lead, does Brian Newberry become a little more exotic here?
I don't think so. Do what you've been doing.
Oh, great sell, and then Jaden Blue able to grab the ball with a few yards on Derek Atwaters. That'll move the chains.
Yeah, was that fake any good?
Yeah.
I mean, that was something. I mean, there's Newberry there in the middle with the headset on. Really, what can you do on that play? Your defense has to bite on that run fake, and it was a heck of a fake.
And grinding the fingers against his temple, thanks to Temple. Now Russo to Davis, getting a touch. Give the running back some love. Contact there from Terrell Adams. The second unit, though, for Navy defensively. Diego Fago out. Tamatu Ateli out. Alasofio Saipaia out. Evan Fachman out. And remember, Kevin Brennan out until the second half. First 4 injury, Brennan, a targeting call last week. Another play fake to Davis. Working the tight ends in, and John Marshall there on David Martin Robinson.
Big third down. By the time the ball snapped, there's still going to be about 2 minutes to go. It's a pretty simple MO here for the Navy defense. Keep the grind on and see if you can make Rod Carey's quarterback make a throw maybe he doesn't want to.
That's what Rod Carey said was the biggest area of improvement for Russo. Decision making. A lot of film watching while sitting in quarantine. 5 wide. Navy showing very soft coverage. Needing 5. Russo right to the heart of the field. Connects. Brandon Mack, another first down.
Yeah, what a target. You look at a guy that big. Watch him clear in the middle of the defense. There's defenders there, and suddenly you see number 1, and he's running sideways like that. He turns his chest. What a target. How do you miss that as your quarterback?
He had perhaps his best game against Memphis last year. 9 grabs, $125 when they handed the Tigers their only loss until the bowl game. That was one of the upsets of the year in the American. Navy showing pressure here.
If they bring heat, Mack on a fade is not a bad option.
Only 3. Russo, tough ball, dangerous ball. Barbone, no, incomplete. He tried to sell it a bit there.
It almost got into the chest and back off the hands. See, the hands knock it up, but then that body knocked it back down. It hit the ground. You can see it bounce off the ground.
So 3rd down and 9. What are you thinking? Excuse me, 2nd and 10. Davis. And McMorris helps him out of play.
Nice job on the outside blocking wise. Mack out there got a nice block, and that opened up that corner. That was just a come get me kind of play. Because once he took that 2nd step, he had the corner because of the block outside.
3rd and 3. Under a minute. 3 timeouts. Jaden Blue tumbles down. Where is this spotted? It looks like at the 21. That's going to be short by a yard. So the clock's running. Got to call one of your timeouts here, right?
Yep, got to do it.
And Blue is very close to getting to the marker. And we'll step aside. The Brigade on hand. The final 46 ticks after this. First half largely owned by Navy, but Temple ball 4th and 1 at the Navy 21 after Jaden Blue was just short, lost his footing on the turf.
Yeah, that knee went down right after that slip. Watch the knee hit right there. That's exactly where they've got the ball spotted.
Offense is out there. Do you agree with this, or would you be kicking a field goal?
I might kick a field goal, but after all the gambles that Navy has taken and gotten good, I think at this point Temple figures they've got to go blow to blow, touchdown for touchdown, and field goals don't catch touchdowns.
They were 103rd in the country in 4th down last year, and Ken Niumatalolo calls timeout. He wanted to see how they would set up. So he gets a look at Temple's set. Anthony Russo and company 2 timeouts. They did add seconds while we were at break. It went from 46 to 49. Did you see anything in that formation?
You know, they've done such a nice job, Temple has, of mixing things up. You know, I just got to think the way things have gone, put Mobley out by himself on one side and use him as a decoy and go away from him. Go to the other side. Mack could be a good guy to use as a decoy.
Anthony Russo, he has been gunslinging today, showing off that fine arm. And of course, he had this run, remember. Could that be a wrinkle here when he got low and plunged in for a TD?
Well, remember why that worked so well. That worked so well because they got right to the line of scrimmage and snapped the ball as Navy was still basically getting set. They were very exposed and very accessible inside. That's why that play worked so well.
Now, last year, Rod Carey had Todd Centeio as a change-of-pace QB that would sometimes enter in spots like this as a run threat. This year, he says it's all Anthony Russo's show. And it's been so far, out of a pistol. Davis, first down, Ray Davis. No, Temple, 2 timeouts. Clock stops while they move the chains. Looks like we might get a timeout here.
Nice job inside by Perez at center and Pinto at right guard. Starting for Adam Klein. They get a nice combination block.
Now remember that Adam Klein, who started every game at right tackle last year, was poised to start at right guard this year. We were told an hour before kick, did not travel, not playing, a non-COVID related injury for Rod Carey's team. And he cross-trained a lot of his offensive linemen this year in advance of the season.
Here we talk about staying on blocks too. You saw CJ Perez, 62, the center, stay on Warren and stayed on him extra time to set that up.
Here's a look, including Michael Neese from non-scholarship FCS Dayton in. CJ Perez just transferred in, grad transfer, Northern Illinois. Vincent Picozzi was hurt, lost the last third of last year. Last time they went 3 wide top left, they tried to run the fade. You expected a pick. Here, lock left side, underthrown, intercepted. John Marshall picks off Anthony Russo, and Navy's got the ball.
John Marshall, that's his 3rd big play of this half. Couple of huge plays in the run game, nice instant tackles. And here, remember what we said about Russo, great arm, but sometimes he's got a little bit too much faith in it. I don't know if he just didn't see Marshall or was trying to fit it in a spot he had no business throwing into, but you know Ken Niumatalolo's got to love what he just saw out of John Marshall.
And there's Brian Newberry, defensive coordinator. He always talks about getting 6, 3 and outs, turnovers, scoring on defense. Well, Navy 38 seconds, 1 timeout. You running the clock here?
If you get a big run, great. You got to get over the 50 in 2 plays, or basically you use clock.
Carruthers is trying to shield that ball.
Carruthers with the carry up the middle.
Navy, its most explosive by far first half of the year. Ken Niumatalolo's team in 3 games, 2 losses, and scored a total of 1 touchdown, 7 points.
To paraphrase Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, who are these guys? Because this sure isn't the offense that played the first 3 games.
The final seconds drip away. You saw the get 6 chain around the neck of John Marshall. Navy gets 21, 3 touchdowns, and a turnaround first half for Ken Niumatalolo. With the brigade on his side, Temple will have the ball to begin the second.
Yeah, the key in the second half is going to be turnovers, and will Russo try to fit things where they don't belong again?
A big turnover ends it at halftime. A 21-10 Navy lead. College football presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Welcome on back to Annapolis. Navy on top of Temple, 21-10. John Sadak alongside the Hall of Famer in Randy Cross. Your takeaways from the first?
Well, the Navy football team did exactly what they said they had to do. They were the most physical. They executed the best between the 2 teams. Temple, not like they didn't execute well on offense. They had the 1 interception. Defensively, they physically got handled, which is really unusual for a Temple defense. The Navy offense, Chance Warren with that dive in. Russo did a nice job of snapping the ball quickly to take advantage of that Navy defense not being set, but then Nelson Smith comes back with some great blocks inside, especially by Honecker.
And of course that huge pick there by John Marshall. First half stats brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Navy already exceeding its 2020 per game rushing average, and time of possession critical, right? It puts more emphasis on this opening possession.
No, it really does. I think Rod Carey needs his offense to stay on the field, not to overstate the obvious, because every time they have it, Navy's offense doesn't and isn't killing the clock.
Deep kick by Ben Fee, no chance to return. For word on the head coaches and their thoughts, let's go down to Sheehan.
Thanks, John. Well, I talked with Temple coach Rod Carey, and he said when you're playing Navy, you've got to be able to stop the fullback or it's going to be a long day. He was happy with his quarterback Russo's play, thought he was playing great until that last interception. And for Navy, Coach Ken Niumatalolo, he was very energized coming out of halftime, excited to get Kevin Brennan back. He is their leader on defense, and he said we just need to continue to take care of the ball.
Well, he does get Kevin Brennan back. In fact, Kevin Brennan led the team onto the field. He was suspended for the first half as a result of a targeting call last week against Air Force.
We'll see what kind of energy Temple has. Rod Carey's made a note that in the second half it's been an issue.
He has seen that throughout college football. Ray Davis, the probing steps. Gets chipped down at around the 27, gets a couple. Rod Carey said with the latest start in Temple history, he has watched way more college football. And what he's noticed, start of second half, certain teams, especially teams down, come out flat, and then the game's over within the early stage of the second. Temple showing it wants to establish more of a ground game. Davis had 7 carries in the first half. He gets the first 2 touches here.
And it sets up a very user-friendly down here in 3rd down and short. Don't discount the play action.
3rd and 3. Russo to throw. And he's got the first. Kevin Brennan has already 2 tackles just into the game since halftime. Took care of David Martin Robinson there.
Well, you know he had to be standing on the sideline just chomping at the bit to get in, to get a chance to contribute, especially with all the plays you saw Marshall make at striker over in the middle of the field.
He was second on the team in tackles last year, was Brennan. Empty backfield here for Russo in motion blue. They fake the jet sweep. And wide open bobble. Incomplete. Jose Barbone, rarely looked at. How does he lose this football?
Maybe that's why he's rarely looked at. I'm not sure he even saw that ball the last 5 feet it was coming at him, as hard as it bounced off his chest.
He remains without a catch today. Does see a lot of looks on specials as a return man alongside Blue. So 2nd and 10. Temple facing an uphill climb against a triple option team that has the fullback dive back. Davis hit behind the line of scrimmage. Excellent pursuit from the Navy defenders. Terrell Adams in there as part of the pile along with Michael McMorris.
Yeah, it was a nice job. McMorris, he forces the issue, undercuts it, stays in it, and stays on Davis. That's a nice job by a corner. He's supposed to be in force. He forces, and then he recovers.
Tackles for loss allowed last year. Temple had the fewest in the American. And now Navy showing a loaded front on 3rd and 13.
Is this the heat or is this a fake?
Davis jogs over with word from the sideline. And a flag. Play clock whittled down to 0.
First charge timeout. Temple.
And they get the timeout in, but they have to call a timeout in the early stage of the second half.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it makes a big difference being a defense. They call it controlled chaos, and it's the first time we've really seen the chaos. There's a great example.
Let's take a look at tonight's Serve Pro first responder. Navy was in dire need of a stop. It got it and then some with a takeaway from John Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall just sitting in there in that striker position, which is kind of a hybrid between a linebacker and a safety. On that play, basically a safety.
So here's 3rd down and 13 again. After Temple was forced to use a timeout, OC Mike Uremovich is on the field for the Owls. The Navy with no pressure. Russo open target. Tip ball incomplete. Randall Jones couldn't handle it, and Cam Kinley helps knock it away.
Well, you couldn't ask for better execution. Russo puts this ball right where it should be. I don't know if Jones lost it in the lights or what, because that last 5 feet or so, he kept running, never turned, never adjusted to the ball.
You know, that's a great point, because Barbone was also on that same side of the field. I wonder if there is some kind of an issue. It's rare you have night games here with the varsity. JV day before, different story. You know, the punt from Adam Barry. Mark Walker, great speed man, makes the fair catch wave. So the Navy defense does its job. Temple essentially had a possession to close the first. Turnover begins the second. Punt. Let's go back to a classic matchup, 2008. Temple, Navy. Temple up 27-7 in the 4th, and the Mids mount a comeback. 37 seconds left. Clint Sovey picks up a free football, and he rumbles 42 yards to tie the game, forcing overtime. Ricky Dobbs 1 yard out. He punches in what proved to be the game winner. And that was the biggest comeback in Navy history. We take a look at this week's Where Are They Now? Brought to you by Ram Trucks. Clint Sovey, after his 137 tackles at 4 CICs, now an instructor at the Marine Corps Expeditionary Warfare School. And when we reached out to him to talk about that moment, that game, that was in Kendi Amontalolo's first year as the head coach, the word that immediately sprung up, brotherhood. And it's a common word from everyone who has worn these colors. Now, of course, that biggest comeback was toppled by Dalen Morris in Navy against Tulane in their thrilling comeback to go 1-0 in conference play, trying to make it 2-0 here today.
Big possession for the Temple defense. They have got to stop Navy here.
Inside run, you'd expect a lot of that. You also expect what Isaiah Graham-Mobley and Efine, MyJ are doing, getting hands in there, trying to rip that ball free.
Yeah, they need, especially inside though. I mean, Archibong and the rest of them, they need to get off some of these blocks, and they need to get all over these fullbacks as they come through. Not guessing, but getting into the fullback's face, because the fullbacks right now are making way too many yards for this Temple defense.
And you made a good call while we were away. Look out for those slot backs, the A-backs. Morris finds one of those slot backs, Miles Fells, who's had a good day, but he's corralled quickly. Excellent team tackling there. Jordan McGee along with Jalen Ware, and some chirping thereafter.
Yeah, that was perfect defense on an option play. They took out Morris, and by the time Morris pitched the ball, there's two guys. And there's your possessions from the first half leading in.
Including nearly 10 minutes on that game-opening drive from Morris and company.
Which is exactly what Rod Carey of Temple does not want to see in this opening possession of the second half. He wants his defense to get off the field and get Russo and company back on the field.
3rd and 7. Morris, a later pitch, and wow, you could hear that all the way up top. Amir Tyler and Arnold Ebiketie smacking down on Carlinos Acey.
Well, Ebiketie coming from the inside and Tyler on the outside. So support from the inside with Ebiketie. He's reacting to Morris pitching it. And watch Tyler from the outside. Now that's forcing. Nowhere to go inside, nowhere to go outside. That's some nice defense.
Daniel Davies on the punt. And Temple has been known historically for its return game. Isaiah Wright had 5 career kick or punt returns for a touchdown. He's now returning kicks and playing wide receiver for the Washington football team. Good hang time here. Jaden Blue in retreat. Fair catch wave. And Temple's offense will take the field once more. And we'll step aside. Anthony Russo, the gunslinger, will give it another go with his team down 11. Welcome on back to Annapolis. Not sure if that uniform is regulation, but Navy's on top 21-10. Only 63 days to go in the countdown to America's game, the Army-Navy game presented by USAA on CBS Sports. You see the men of Ken Flagg waving. No coach has more wins in the Army-Navy series than Ken Niumatalolo, but Air Force has the most CICs and has a leg up on the competition, having taken out Navy already this year. Will still face Army also on CBS.
Yeah, when Fisher DeBerry was at Air Force, he dominated the CIC.
And now his protege has succeeded him. There's the run game for Ray Davis. An extra few yards after contact. Troy Calhoun's team had its season opener last week against Navy, and I thought the words of Peter Nestrowitz were rather prescient, right? He said, we can't let Air Force beat us twice. If anything, that loss, as bitter and difficult as it was a motivating factor this week.
It's exactly how they've reacted so far, is not letting that happen.
Once again, Ray Davis. Davis has been solid, and the O-line has been there for him. Yet it feels like as time continues to tick and the deficit sits where it is, inevitably Temple is more a balanced attack. That air game's got to be part of it, right?
Stay with what you're doing. The difference is the one mistake they made in the red zone. I mean, just stay with what you're doing. Move the ball. If you're Russo, don't expose the ball to danger. It's the most precious thing you have in football. Treat it that way. And if you have to run the ball more, run the ball more. You got plenty of time.
Major formation change with 2 tight ends. Motion from Barbone. All trying to disguise the Davis run. Barbone gets a block. Brennan misses the ankle tackle lunge. Mitchell Johns helps him veer out of bounds after he gets the first of the Navy 45. A big run for Ray Davis. You mentioned Russo, as there are flags on the field. And Russo got his first career 300-yard game against Navy 2 years ago. Marshall seemingly lost his helmet, so He'll have to come off the field for a play. Tim Rich, our referee. Navy, one of the least penalized teams in America annually. Temple, one of the most flagged teams a year ago.
Foul. Defense, number 1, continued to participate without his helmet. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Now the penalty as well for continuing to play with the helmet off.
That is a player safety rule. And the officials are supposed to note as soon as you lose your helmet, you lose your sort of participation key. So if you don't stop immediately, you're going to get that foul.
Now circle that moment. Temple to the 30. Out of the pistol. Jaden Blue motions again. Davis, Temple, a concerted effort to grind on the ground. And Mike Flowers takes him out after about 4. And there, oh wow.
I mean, they didn't catch the fact that his helmet was ripped off by the Temple player. That really doesn't matter. Once that helmet leaves, you cannot participate without it.
That was Leon Pinto, who's filling in at right guard for the injured Adam Klein today. Davis, McMorris takes him out just shy of the sticks by a little more than a yard. Armed Forces football, proudly sponsored by USAA. Well, 3rd down and short, but I also feel like maybe safeties are starting to creep up.
Well, that eye candy, the motion, I think is affecting the Navy defense. And if I was Temple, I'd keep that motion up. I'd keep bringing guys in motion.
They do. Another handoff to Davis. Jarius Warren gets driven back. Temple earns the first down. Temple's offensive line up front getting some push here.
Yeah, this is exactly what Rod Carey wanted to see from his offense. If you throw it, be very judicious with it and be careful with the ball. But run the ball. Keep this on your terms, not on Navy's terms. This is a Temple drive.
1st and 10. Blue motions again. Davis. Oh, a couple of hard licks. McMorris there, Brennan, and Ian Blank as well.
McMorris actually got up a little slow there off that hit. Right there, the shoulder. Yeah, Brennan, see him throw his hands up like that. That happened in the stripe. He's got to be careful.
He had the targeting call against Air Force and also could have had a targeting call against Tulane. The NCAA video review YouTube clip actually looked at that. Russo shielding the football from Marshall. Run for a QB not known for running. That's going to be 1st and goal. And tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon. 3 trips, 1 TD. Russo gasping for air, a slight limp there.
Well, he landed very awkwardly.
Looking to throw. With pressure on, throws it away. And that is something they've been trying to get him to do in the right spot.
Well, I like what they've done running the ball these last 4 or 5 runs. Little quick motion and run behind it, even with the quarterback.
And flag down. Anyone in the area there?
Ball start. Offense, number 5. There's another step. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Goes on Jaden Blue, the receiver who's been motioning consistently.
Yeah, if you motion or shift and then go into a set position, you've got to be set for at least, well, they say a second. But you've got to be motionless at some point if you decide to try to stop.
Most athletic competition, I'm usually motionless. I would be good with that.
Well, I was a lineman. That was my forte.
So here it is, 1st and goal, but they need a dozen to reach Pater. Davis has some space. Kinley, a good athlete, takes him out of bounds. McKinley, 6'2", 204, runs well, but was challenged by the coaches. They said, hey, you're competing for your job this week.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy that's the president of the senior class here. big-time leader on this team, and when they challenge a guy like that, that sends a whole message to the entire team.
Well, 2nd and goal arrives. Russo. End zone, Mack. Wide open. Touchdown, Temple.
And that was wide open because of Russo and the job that he did selling that fake. You see that bend over, the way he bobbed in? Look at Kinley. The corner was closing like it was going to be a run. The safety is closing like it was going to be a run. That set Mack up for an easy pitch and catch and touchdown. Great drive by this Temple offense.
Well, Brandon Mack, who was a major red zone option a year ago, led the team with 7 touchdown grabs. It's the 13th of his career. Point after from Mobley.
Well, again, Russo, he bobs in, they bite, and he says, you're going to bite, I'm going to make you pay, and that's the price, 6 points.
Temple is drawn within 4. We take a look at tonight's QB comparison, brought to you by Sonic. A touchdown in the air and on the ground for Anthony Russo.
Yeah, Russo doing a really nice job, especially on this play. He does the dip. Watch the dip here, and it affects 3 defenders when he does the dip. Check it out. Gets the ball, there's the dip. Corner reacts, safety reacts, and it freezes Kevin Brennan back there in the middle.
And keep in mind that that comes about a little bit by design, right? They want to establish line of scrimmage. They run the ball on 9 straight plays. The only pass comes with that little hesitant fake, and it sets up a TD.
You know, in boxing, it's the jab, the jab, the jab, and in football, it's the play action coming after the jab.
Now time for Temple to kick. Miles Fells, Chance Warren, the return men. Fair catch wave. Now let's see what's going on elsewhere in college football. Time for a New York studio Papa John's update.
Guys, number 1 Clemson on their opening drive. Trevor Lawrence 7 of 7 hits Braden Galloway on this touchdown, and they lead at home on number 7 Miami early on, 7-0 Tigers.
I appreciate that, Brent. I just learned that he likes to take 3-hour naps game day to play quarterback for Clemson. Are you a napper?
If that's working for him, no, I've never been a napper. I've never been a napper.
Who do you think prevails in that game?
I wasn't a napper when I was in diapers, much less as an adult.
You like Tigers or Hurricanes?
I like the Tigers.
Nelson Smith likes contact. Bruising run. And Amir Tyler, a physical tackle. That's 16 yards rumbling to the Navy 41.
Well, you know who else likes contact? That offensive line. Great trap play there. Nesterwitz comes in. He almost didn't have anybody to really block. They washed everything down inside. That's a play that Navy can surprise defenses with when they run that quick little inside trap play, and it worked perfectly there.
Carries have been evenly split between Carruthers and Smith. Smith gets another go, and why not? Right back to the well. A shoe came off, but he's got the first down into Temple territory. He's running so hard, the laces can't handle him.
Well, the blocking up front is just perfect right now inside for Smith. And when you see a fullback doing this kind of business inside, that's for one reason and one reason alone. The most physical side of the ball is the Navy side of the ball.
Jamel Carruthers is in. Well, Smith gets his cleat tended to. Let's go downstairs and check in with Sheehan.
Well, guys, as you know, it's getting a little chippy on the field, and on the sideline for Navy, it's very lively as well. I've noticed just with the extended sideline area, there's a lot more walking around of the players, a lot more communication and talking. And Cam Kinley, who's made some great plays on the field, he vowed to us that he was going to be a big leader on the sidelines, and he's definitely one of those vocal people.
Appreciate that, Shee. And Cameron Kinley said something interesting this week. He said that they were chasing ghosts. They were living between 2 seasons, the 11-win season a year ago, the 10-loss season 2 years ago, and needed to forge their own identity. Inside run Carruthers. Temple again getting hands in on the football.
And, you know, give credit where credit is due. This is a very much an out-of-character for 2020 performance by Navy football team. This week, Ken Niumatalolo made a change that I think was significant. In-person meetings. So the coaches could actually look these guys in the eye. It wasn't virtual. They weren't staring at computer screens. It was in person. And the teaching has stuck.
They need a yard here. The brigade is one, starting to chant, "Let's go Navy," all standing, 4,400 strong.
Need 1 yard, got 2 plays to do it.
Only need one. Carruthers. He's got the first down. Let's check back in with Sheen.
Yeah, Randy, to your point, those in-person meetings made a huge difference. Ken Niumatalolo said that Coach Newberry is his suggestion, and Niumatalolo really thought that things were being lost in translation, and all the players echoed the sentiment that they felt much better just seeing eye to eye and really understanding things better.
Yeah, that's something that both Ken and Brian Newberry spoke about when they were in their own coaches' Zoom meetings. There were times I'm looking at my phone, I'm not totally focused, and if I'm doing that, what are my student athletes doing? Oh, what a sell and a great pitch. The block's hold for Fells. And he gets a good 7 yards. And there's a little extracurricular here after the play.
You know, that was some nice defense out there on the outside, because honestly, the way this is blocked, it could have been a 10, 15-yard gain. But no, the way this pursuit comes from the inside completely nullifies the chance for that much. But not that 7 yards isn't a great run.
And they lost their top 6 tacklers. Amir Tyler is the leading returning tackler for this Temple team. So here goes a big, very tight formation. Haven't seen a ton of this today.
It was down by goal line last time we saw it.
Needing 3. Nelson Smith, Isaiah Graham Mobley ripped the ball free, but he was down.
Yeah, he got just short of the 25-yard line, about the 25 and a half.
No, third down at well less than a yard.
And as we've said numerous times today, this is not a got to get it on this down. There are 2 downs to get this first down to keep this drive going.
Right back to Nelson Smith. He's got it. A little bit of extra thereafter. Yeah, Ivan Jasper said they wanted more even distribution from the fullback, and maybe we'd see a little more Nelson Smith, still see Carruthers. It's been nearly 50-50, but in the second half, it's tilting more Nelson Smith.
Well, Nelson Smith I think he's a little quicker out of the hole than Carruthers is. And Carruthers is a smaller back. But Ivan Jasper loves that speed out of the stance, out of his fullback.
Nelson Smith, he hesitated, and the hole opens. Touchdown, Navy. That purposeful pause, and there's that burst you're talking about.
Yeah, that's all about the inside and the blocking in there. I mean, Nestrowitz, Banbury, excellent job. The umpire scoots out of the way. I don't blame him. Not many of the defenders want to get in Nelson Smith's way, much less the umpire.
Well, Nelson Smith has touchdown runs of 26 and now 22 yards. He had 2 touchdowns all season entering today. And Nelson Smith, whose career day came against Temple 2 years ago, on his way to another.
Well, see, there's cause and effect, and there's answer, and then answer back at you. This drive, a direct answer to that Temple drive. This is what Navy's been missing.
28-17, deep into the night. Navy on top of Temple. Next Saturday, it starts at 1:30 Eastern, a double dip of college football. First Army travels to the Alamo Dome, taking on UTSA, followed by Marshall battling Louisiana Tech here on CBS Sports Network. And the good doctor has been concocting a brilliant defense for the Thundering Herd. Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday doing a heck of a job. And, you know, Marshall's one of the hardest places to play when you have to go to Marshall. Now, this one will be at Louisiana Tech, so that's Louisiana Tech's advantage. But Doc Holliday is one of the underappreciated college football coaches in the country, in my opinion.
Nelson Smith certainly appreciated. 100 yards. He's 5 shy of his career high that was set against Temple when these teams last met a couple of years ago. Temple's won 3 straight in the series. It's one of the few teams Ken Niumatalolo has a losing record against in the American, just 2-4. Now the fair catch, Anthony Russo. Time not on the side of Temple because Navy has owned the clock.
Well, so far for Temple, though, the most important stat is in this half, they're 1 for 1. Got the ball, they were patient, they ran the ball really well. The reason that little dip by Russo worked so well is he had already run the ball once himself effectively. So keep doing what you were doing. Don't change anything.
Tight end motion from Martin Robinson. This time it's Tavon Rooley at running back. He gets a little more than 5.
And again, I love what Jeremovich and company are doing with their pre-snap motion. They keep motioning. It's either a wing or a slot or somebody across the formation, forcing the defense to allot for them. When you do that, it seems things are a little softer inside, and they're executing just brilliantly.
Jeremovich has given more leeway to Anthony Russo this year to check down things at the line of scrimmage. Rooley reversing field, showing off the speed against McMorris, who helps him out of bounds. Giant play for Tavon Rooley and a flag down. And Rooley was the team's 3rd running back last year, the backup this year.
Well, that flag came out right there by the contact by the sideline. Was that a little shot into the face?
15-yard penalty, first down.
It was McMorris getting into the face mask. That's where the yards came from. That little twist. It's not so much that you grab the face mask, but anytime you get your hand on the face mask, if you twist it all, turn the head, automatic flag.
And the 3rd quarter fading away. The fade pass, normally big weapon for Temple. Rooley turned aside by Marshall and company. Nicholas Straw in there as well. We are through 3 in Annapolis. Anthony Russo and company on the field, trying to climb that hill in their first game of the campaign. These quarterbacks have been battling in a conference affair, the 4th on the other side. College football presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Here we are in the 4th quarter. Navy on top 28-17, but Temple's got the ball 3 yards shy of the red zone. When Navy has the lead through 3 in the Ken Niumatalolo era, they have been dynamite. Went 10-0 last year, 82-5 in his tenure. Ray Davis back on the field, chipped out of bounds. McMorris part of it, along with Terrell Adams. And there's the number. Well, and it makes sense, right?
First and 3rd quarters have both been basically 3 possessions.
Right.
You know, it's been 1 each, and then Temple's had like a half a possession, and that's been the quarter. That's why that number is so predominant for Navy, is they just strangle the clock.
3rd and 8, Navy showing pressure. They send 4. Russo right over the middle. And Martin Robinson, his tight end, has the first. B.J. Gibson part of the contact. 1st and goal.
Yeah, very nice by Russo. 1, 2, 3. His tight end clears. He just delivers him the ball and let him do the rest of it. Very simple, very basic, and very effective.
Russo keeps it himself. Russo, touchdown, Temple. Anthony Russo, 2nd rushing score of the day. He had 2 all of last year.
You know, Temple football fans might have come into the game saying, gee, I wonder who our backup change of pace running quarterback is. Well, now you know. It's Russo. He's gonna change his own pace.
And last year was Todd Centeo, who played 2 series a game, but he transferred to Colorado State, and now Temple will go for 2 here.
Yeah, this would be a perfect place, though, with a shotgun snap for another little dip and a pop pass, maybe.
Well,
do the old Tim Tebow, fake the quarterback run and throw the ball into the end zone to the tight end.
Motion from Jaden Blue. Eyeballing Mack. Checking down. Russo fires. Caught. Incomplete. Jaden Blue can't believe it. Flag out. Hat off as well. Was Blue out of bounds?
If he got jammed out and he was the first person to touch the ball when he came back in, that's a penalty.
And when the hat comes off, that indicates man out of bounds there.
Yep.
Our officials converge. Referee Tim Rich. Watch near right. Number 5.
Yep, out of bounds.
The wide receiver went out of bounds on his own, came back in bounds, and was first to touch the ball. Therefore, we have illegal touching, which is a loss of down at the previous spot. The try is no good.
So by going out of bounds there, he costs his team, making it a field goal game. And now they need a touchdown to go ahead. The TD, 6'4", 240. He shed some pounds working in landscaping over the summer. And that pays off for a TD, but the 2-point try nullified. Now it's time for a day in the life of a midshipman, brought to you by Verizon. That is a long day for Cam Kinley.
Only one thing missing in his schedule. Does the kid sleep?
Pretty much no. Look at that.
Well, he says in those Zoom meetings, that's not football. As the senior class president, he says nightly, I've got 3 or 4 Zoom meetings I've got to do.
And he has visions of even more political gain, perhaps being president of the United States.
Well, he and Miles Fells have a hashtag Kinley Fells 2040.
That's right. They're getting it started. Cam Kinley, one of the leaders of this team, one of the leaders in the comeback against Tulane when he got his first career pick, helped to spark what turned out to be the biggest comeback in Navy history. And nearly a flush fourth quarter remaining. The squib kick. That's going to help Navy here a lot. Why squib kick here? And Miles Fells got to the 40-41 yard line.
I couldn't tell you. I'll be honest with you. I don't expect that. I expect something deep and make them fair catch it. Hey, you took a shot, but giving this offense this kind of field position in basically a 1-touchdown game, you're just looking for one punt. One. If you can get Navy to punt one time this quarter, you got a chance to get ahead.
C.J. Williams in motion. Jamel Carruthers, what contact there. Chris Banks, who added 15 pounds in the offseason to get up to 305. And Temple's defensive line for years has been really good. The nickname the Wild Boys. They've had a couple of first-round picks in the last 10 years. Muhammad Wilkerson, Hassan Reddick.
You talk about pad level and hand placement and all that. It's a huge forte of this defensive line, generally speaking.
Morris turns it up. And he gets sandwiched. Kwenku giving some help to Rigby. So third down comes up. Navy's been very aggressive. 3rd and 4. What are you looking for?
Well, if Riverboat Ken keeps it up, he's got 2 downs to get this first down. But Rod Carey and company, they just want that one punt. Let Russo and company on offense get a chance to score another touchdown and go ahead in this game, but it starts with a punt.
Nelson Smith, the new fullback. Morris under center. Smith, driving, bruising run. He bulldozes a first down.
Again. His get off from that fullback spot has been bruising. I mean, sure, the guy's inside. You know, Honecker, you see 71 getting a nice block. Nesterowitz is getting a nice block. They're all doing a really nice job inside. But man, Smith is almost equal with the D-line a millisecond after he's handed the ball.
And Nelson Smith having a career day. Go right back to him. Best running day of his years in a Navy uniform. Armed Forces football, proudly supported by Verizon. And Navy's offense supported by its offensive line that has answered the bell this week in a big way. And it was largely business as usual. Ken Niumatalolo coached the O-line for a long time. Asked him, you spend more time with them this week? No. We're gonna keep doing what we do.
Well, he's got a guy in Ashley Ingram as good a basic meat and potatoes technique teaching coach as there is in college football.
Nelson Smith, physical contact from Temple. I mean, give them credit. They are rocking these Navy ball carriers. Isaiah Graham Mobley there. But they're getting that push, and they're still getting 2, 3, 4 yards.
See, Mobley squared him up there. Graham Mobley hit him from almost the front. The last couple times when Graham Mobley's been in on a tackle, he's been joining from the side, which means Nelson Smith goes forward another couple yards.
And here's 3rd and 4. Navy has owned the clock today. Navy has owned the game. Took the opening kickoff down the field for a touchdown. Has known the advantage since. Nelson Smith once again. And Kwenku there's part of the physical arrival. So here's 4th down. What does Casino Ken do now?
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, you've seen it all night long. He takes his chips. He pushes them into the middle. He has no tells because he's wearing shades. He's not wearing shades there, but he doesn't want anybody to see his eyes.
I think the mask helps. They've been perfect in 2 tries tonight. And not much in the air from Dalen Morris.
Be disciplined if you're Temple. Don't take the bait. They'd love an easy 1st down by you jumping offside.
Toss play. And Navy with Chance Warren on 4th and 3 converts to move the chains. 3 for 3 in 4th down tries.
The defense is thinking they're going to get punched in the face, and they toss the ball to the outside. They don't go over them, they go around them. That's one of the really difficult things, or one of the many difficult things about this option. They have options.
They had options at quarterback with 3 different starters in the first 3 games. And they've circled right on back to the man they broke camp with, Dalen Morris. Inside run. Eat that clock. Well, Banks helping to thrust him back with Ebiketie. But that's still positive push. A little more than a yard. And look at that. Last week against Air Force, 90 yards on the ground. Tonight they've broken 250.
And that was the reason the defense was getting beat on so much last week by Air Force, was the offense wasn't possessing the ball. They're not used to that. They're used to this offense controlling the pace of the game. Tonight they've controlled the pace of the game.
2nd and 8. The pitch to Fells. And that purposeful pause with his shake. He gets about 5. It's curious. Dalen Morris, to begin practice this week, went out to lead the first huddle. And he said, this is a new week. We got this week. Let's go have a great week of practice. And Ivan Jasper said, leadership is what our team desperately needed. And Dalen Morris delivered that.
Well, he showed it. He's made all the right decisions tonight, too, when it comes to the option. Hasn't been that hard, though. The fullback has been there, and if the fullback's there all the time, quarterback never has to run it.
Another inside run, Jamel Carruthers, and more decision-making time here. 4th down arriving. Remain aggressive.
Like I've said for Rod Carey and Temple, when they have the ball, why change now? This has been the MO all night long. You know that coming into this stadium, playing this team. 4th down is their down.
Needing a yard.
Early on, looking for a jump. Looking for a twitch.
Hard cadence from Morris. Play clock down to 8. Is he going to run a play? No, sir.
That's okay. All that does is eat more time, John. That's not really a bad thing for Navy. And they might come back and just run another play.
He'll talk it over. 28-23, Navy on top of Temple. Coming up next, join Inside College Football. The crew will keep you updated on the current games, give you the headlines of the day, all right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Out of a Navy call timeout, offense on the field, 4th down and a yard as Casino Ken tries to make it 4 for 4 on 4th downs.
Well, the trump card has been the fullback. They haven't stopped it much today. Why not go back to it? And a lot of reason that fullbacks work so well is Banbury inside at center has done a really nice job against Archibald.
They brought in an extra offensive lineman, Luca Fradiani. Haven't seen a lot of that tackle over stuff so far tonight. Now they go goal line, big formation. Needing a yard. Nelson Smith. Nelson Smith has the first. And Navy is 4 for 4 on 4th down.
You know, it's a little thing, but Banbury, when he gets up there over the ball, he takes the ball and he kind of moves it out a little bit further. So they almost start half a yard. It's almost a 1st down before they snap it, and the blocking up front gets the rest. Nice job, especially by Nesterwitz and Banbury.
You've been loving Banbury tonight.
Well, I mean, he's a good-sized center. He's 6'2", 302. It's been a big difference. We haven't heard much out of Archibald.
And Daniel Archibald, who's been part of blocking kicks on specials, been a high tackle guy for a D tackle, disruptive force, nullified. Play clock down to 1. The Navy's going to have to call a timeout here.
Well, there isn't a team in college football that values timeouts at times less than Ken Niumatalolo and Navy.
The Navy just had to call another timeout. It's 2nd and less than a minute of game time. Nelson Smith at fullback, a career high $120 on the ground, and 2 TDs to double the season-long total. Morris following, and Isaiah Graham Mobley part of the pop right at the 20. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7 arrives. A lot of chirping after the play. It's been running throughout the game. These are 2 of the most physical teams in college football.
Well, that's it. When you get a team, especially a defensive team like Temple, that is so physical and they're getting out physical, that's how you expect Rod Carey's defense to react. Chippy.
Showing fire. Kwenku showing blitz. Morris recognizes, looks to the sideline. You wonder how much more could be communicated on the field by coaches. Crowd noise, not quite the same effect. Morris, no choice. And wisely at least shields the ball. Great pursuit by Chris Banks.
Wasn't that nice? Coming not only in his face, but the pursuit inside. It took away the option of doing anything but holding on to the ball. You're not going to pitch it. The support's out there on the outside. That's some nice defense. Really nice defense.
A loss of 5. 3rd and 11.
You need to get back at least to 5 yards. 4th and 5.
Fells in motion. Morris loading to throw. And he's going to go down. The Temple pressure. Isaiah Graham Mobley with some help from Daniel Archibald. And he's knocked down at the 33. So a loss of 9. And now you're looking at like a 50-yard field goal.
Yeah, I mean, Nichols got the leg going the other direction. We saw him start his day off by basically drilling a 50-yard, 51-yard field goal. If you had your druthers, you'd rather have a little bit of time, but there really wasn't anywhere to go with that ball because it needed to be out of his hand almost instantaneously.
And there, Christian Braswell, who earned a single digit, getting that foot looked at. He had missed some time in camp with a hamstring injury. So 4th down and 20. As Braswell led the team in breakups a year ago, continues to get examined. Ken Niumatalolo knows that Bijan Nichols has a strong leg. Against Tulane, he had the game winner from 33 as time expired. He also, though, earlier in that game attempted what would have been a program record 57-yarder.
Yeah.
That was not off by that much.
Well, just think of where we're at here. There's 5:15 left. It's 4th and 20. You're looking at right around a 50-yard field goal. If you don't make this, it's almost as good for Rod Carey as a punt would have been somewhere else on the field, because you're going to get the ball back. The good thing for Nichols kicking this ball and for Ken Niumatalolo and Navy is the wind here today is kind of a crosswind, which is unusual. Usually it blows from right to left. Right now it's straight across the field. So if you hit kind of a draw, you better start it at the upright on the right side to draw it back into the middle.
Bijan Nichols trying to make it an 8-point game from 50 yards out, fighting winds. Nichols drills it from 50 yards, a career long. There is ice-cold blood in the veins of this sophomore. He's won multiple games with kicks. Could this prove as pivotal a career day in the faith of the head coach?
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by The Exchange, welcoming home veterans to their exchange shopping benefits. By Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are the mission. And by Pedigree. Pedigree, feed the good.
In this pandemic, creativity has arrived, and I don't know that I've seen a more creative shot in this college football season than that little Blue Angel. As low-flying as we have seen, but as high-flying a young man as the sidelines have had. Bijan Nichols, the first Navy football player to hit a 50 or more yard field goal since John Teague set the school record almost a decade ago.
And he put that ball pretty deep into the tunnel, and he drilled it so hard, that wind, that crosswind coming right to left from where he was kicking it, really couldn't affect it because he hit it so hard.
Under 5 minutes, Temple 2 timeouts. Down 8, touchdown, 2-point conversion. You could have a whole new game. Fair catch wave. The Temple offense will have the ball. Mistakes have been part of the day.
Yeah, they have been. But this is the kind of a game. I mean, you're at one possession. And because so many of these really didn't work, and you made that one mistake in the red zone, those points kind of come back at times to haunt you. That was the 2-point conversion where the receiver stepped out of bounds and was the first guy to touch it. So, you know, for Russo in this offense, they've got to be bubbling with confidence. They know they can run the ball against this defense. They know they can throw the ball against this defense. Don't let the moment get too big for you, and just do your thing.
Ray Davis trying to do his thing. And you got to think Navy will try to get some hands in there and try to pop a football free. They got a pick in the late stage of the first half to maintain massive momentum. 2nd down and 6. Russo recognizing something in the Navy defense. The blitz comes. Wide open Randall Jones. He's a burner. And he gets over midfield. Michael McMorris takes him out.
Nice pace by Temple. They're changing things up a little bit, moving quickly.
Could that open the door for Navy to be more aggressive defensively? Only 3 come to the sidelines for Brandon Mack. No catch. Out of bounds.
Normally really sure-handed receiver. Needed a clean catch. It got into his face a little bit. He didn't really possess it until he'd already gone out of bounds, I don't think. Got it. Nope. See the foot? The right foot, as he possessed the ball, I think that right foot came down on the line.
I think word's coming down from the replay booth
The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is under further review.
Alex Vaughn, our replay official, is going to take another look.
Well, that first look was kind of deceiving live. I thought he bobbled that ball a little bit. He didn't seem to bobble it at all. Remember, it's 1 foot in. Possession and 1 foot. Got it and in. Foot still down, foot still down. Yeah, he had it. That's a catch. I mean, the second foot, that right foot, when it came down, it was out of bounds. But the left foot is in, see? Left foot in, right foot on the line, crossing a little bit. But that's kind of a moot point when you only have to have one.
The ruling on the field that Brandon Mack out of bounds.
Got it. Left foot down, right foot out of bounds. But the important one is that left foot. Right there. In, catch, foot down. I think it's a catch. So now we need not only the spot where he caught it, we're also going to need to address probably the clock a little bit at least.
He was around the 44. It'll be a gain of about 5. Assuming they change the ruling of incomplete pass to complete pass. Cam Kinley with Navy told us he has seen longer cadences from opposing quarterbacks to try to feel out the chaotic pressure from Navy's defense. But as you're pointing out, we've seen a little bit of tempo from Temple. Could that change things in that chess match a bit?
Well, the tempo has been really advantageous. They've done a good job with it.
After further review, the receiver had control and maintained control of the ball and got his left foot down inbounds at the 44-yard line. We have a catch. It's second down.
So it does become a catch. They change the ruling on the field. They do spot the ball at the 44, so it's 2nd and 5. 4:06 on the clock. 2 timeouts.
2nd and 5 is perfect for a play action here, if they choose to do one. The safeties have been pretty nosy. They're really hitting that run hard.
Ray Davis not hitting the hole quite that hard. Only gets a couple. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. It's been 4 down territory all day for Navy. Same here.
Oh, yeah, this is 4 down for Temple. Because you know darn well if you're Rod Carey on the Temple sideline, I can't afford to let Navy have the ball again. I know we did a good job last possession. Do you really want to roll the dice on that option offense, possession the ball again? I don't think so.
Different sideline today. Marshall showing blitz, fades back in coverage. Tip ball! Cam Kinley had a pick in his hands, probably had a touchdown, and flat dropped it 4th and 3.
That is a pick 6 for Cam Kinley. Look at the anticipation. He wanted to kind of undercut Mack there, number 1. Mack got underneath him. Wow. He'll see that one in his won't be his dreams. It'll be a nightmare, at least for a while.
So here's 4th and 3. Under 3.5 minutes in a 1-possession game. Russo's got to have it. Jones taken out by Marshall just beyond the sticks by a yard. That's good to move the chains. 1st down, Temple.
Nice placement. Russo, really nice throw. Receiver ran a perfect route for a 1st down. That wasn't about anything else. He goes inside, he turns, he presents his chest to the quarterback. Quarterback hits him between the numbers.
Now Russo up under center. Motion from Mack. Davis, the deep back. Find Mack, who's going to throw. Caught! David Martin Robinson. Trick play on the option pass by Brandon Mack. He had a pass that was complete a year ago for 7. He goes big play here.
Definitely a backwards pass. Definitely a legal play. Catches Navy totally off guard. What a nice play call by Rod Carey and Urimovich, his offensive coordinators, on the sideline.
A 35-yard wide receiver option pass, and now it's Kinley against Mack, top of the screen. Russo seems locked there. Handoff goes to Davis. And Davis extends. And they have him short.
About the half-yard line.
Second and goal.
Need a touchdown and a two-point conversion here, down by 8.
Rod Carey's Temple Owls trailed at the game start. Navy went the field in almost 10 minutes for a touchdown lead. Has known the lead since. Can Temple tie it up? Blue in motion. Russo to keep again. Russo's second effort. Short.
Still about a half a foot or a foot or so short.
Now Russo's got 2 rushing touchdowns today. Temple's got third and goal from the half-yard line.
Do you go with pace again? Do you push your luck and go with Russo again?
Brandon Mack has often been the red zone option. They run 2-point conversion plays in practice every day. Every day they run a fade to Brandon Mack. And 70% of the time he gets the football. Rod Carey asking about the clock here. He wants to call a timeout as the play clock was about to expire. So Temple's got 1 timeout left. And a chance to talk 2 plays here if necessary.
Well, how big was that Kinley drop on that interception? Great anticipation. He jumps the route. Looked like he was going to come underneath Mack. He goes behind him, and the ball's right in his hands. What a play that may turn out to be. And this pass, a backward pass, so it's eligible for Mack to throw a pass, gets it to the tight end. Brennan makes a game-saving tackle and still almost got a touchdown on that play.
So Cam Kinley's been a big part of a series of these plays. So is Russo. Ken Niumatalolo, 1 win shy of 100 in a year where little's been easy for anybody. Temple third and goal out of the called timeout.
No Mack.
Blue motions again. Handoff Davis. Ray Davis. Touchdown Temple. And now the Owls will go for 2. And it looks like they want to talk it over first. Rod Carey wants to use his last time out to talk in greater detail about the 2-point play to tie it.
Really nice play inside. C.J. Perez and Leon Pinto, Joseph Hooper. They make it happen inside, and that sets things up for this 2-point conversion. There's Pinto coming around and making a nice block. That opens up inside of it.
And it all could have been over if this was caught.
Yep. If a coulda, woulda. One of the themes. Cam Kinley, job 1 right now. If you get a chance, make a defensive play. Not, man, I should have had that. Make your play here.
Well, Rod Carey and Temple playing for the first time since the Military Bowl when they were blown out by North Carolina right here in this stadium. He said this presented a great opportunity to get that taste out of their mouths. What are you dialing up?
You've got Mack at the top of the screen, number 1. Inside of him, Jones. So you've got height and you have speed left. I think that's where you go with the ball.
Out of the gun, Russo to tie the game. To Davis, knocked away, incomplete. Terrell Adams denies the pass. Navy up a deuce, 1:02 left.
Never had a chance for a completion. A good physical play on the outside, denying Temple a chance for a 2-point conversion, John.
They don't run. They don't pass to their big wideout. They go underneath in the air to the running back. And the sophomore backer, Terrell Adams, comes up with what could be the play of the game. Tonight's player of the game brought to you by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Terrell Adams, the sophomore linebacker with the defense ravaged by injury, swats away what would have been a possible game-tying two-point conversion. And the head man, that's been his mission of late. When we've worked these games the last few years, there's been a lot of close calls near the end, and Ken Niumatalolo rarely watches.
JT Adams, maybe the player of the game, brought to you by Old Trapper Jerky. This is the play of the game. Everything's on this kick. You execute this properly, you get a reprieve. You have no timeouts, but there's a minute left. If you're Temple, you're still alive. If you're Navy, get this, and it's over.
Now, Temple converted one of its 2 onside kick tries last year. Opponents against Navy are 1 for their last 14 over the last half decade. Will Mobley. I gotta have it onside.
Is it going to the left?
He is. And it's scooped up by Navy before it even got to 10 yards. And it's the man with a broken hand, Ryan Mitchell, who broke his hand late in camp, only just got the cast off ahead of schedule a week ago, and he shows the hands on special teams.
Well, a smart play by Temple. Put it to the weak side with the least amount of offensive players. Look at this play, though. Think about it. How many guys have the sort of the presence of mind not to go for a touchdown in that situation? That's some nice coaching, sort of coming home to roost right there. Having the presence of mind to take a knee, not get any more yards, just let the offense kill the clock.
And that's what they're going to do here. Dalen Morris takes a knee. And Temple out of timeouts. The final minute is going to fade, and Navy is going to hold on against Rod Carey and Temple to take it by 2 points and go to 2-0 in conference play. And Ken Niumatalolo is now 40 seconds shy of 100 wins, all at Navy.
Yeah, there's not many college coaches can say they won 100 games at any one place. Ken can now say that. Quite an accomplishment, especially in light of the way this season had started. At 1-2 with quite a few bad quarters of football. Not one bad quarter tonight.
It was disastrous in the season's first few weeks. It was hard fought and victorious tonight. Now Ken Niumatalolo becomes the 6th active head coach at the FBS level to win 100 games at one school. And the winningest head man in program lore, the winningest head man in the history of the Army-Navy game, gets his team to 2-2. Temple Owls begin their year 0-1. And their football bookended the bowl game last year, game 1 of the delayed start this year by losses in this stadium.
Right, I'm not taking anything away from what JT Adams did. Great play. But I just don't understand a guy that they described as a 70-30 guy. Not 50-50 catch, 70-30 with that big max 6'5" receiver. Why you don't throw it to him in that 2-point situation? I think they will live to regret that one.
So Terrell Adams knocks it away. There the quarterbacks Morris and Russo chatted up. And it's time for one of the great traditions in sport, the Navy alma mater, with the brigade in attendance for the first time all year. The Navy, blue and gold. And Temple showing respect. Walking over to join, and the brigade has just been told they're getting 2 weekends off as a result of this home win.
Please rise for the flag of the Navy blue and gold.
Navy blue and gold, one of the grand traditions in college sport, and a different atmosphere with the brigade in attendance. Was that a factor today?
I think it was. I think you saw the energy of it from the midshipmen on the sidelines. You saw the energy on the field. They managed to rise to the challenge that their coach offered them all week long to be the most physical of the two teams. Can't ask for more out of this team, especially the way they closed.
We'll take a look at our game summary. 251 on the ground for Navy. And Temple had great success moving the football in this game. There's reason for a lot of optimism with this Temple team at game number 1, even though it's October 10th.
Yeah, no, there's very little to feel down about. You had two passes that Russo, if he had his druthers, would take back. The one that Kinley dropped and the interception, that really was a huge factor when you start looking back at the points.
And Dalen Morris doesn't want to give up that football, huh?
I don't blame him. I don't blame him. First home win as a starter. I think that one goes on the mantle.
He's waited his time to be QB1, and he said, I plan on being the starting quarterback for the rest of the season. I plan on being the guy. I have to assert myself in practice. I have to be the leader of this team, and he certainly did an excellent job today, particularly in those fourth down cadences, as Navy had brilliant success. And so the head man has now got 100 career wins. Ken Niumatalolo downstairs with Sheehan.
I'm with Coach Niumatalolo. He's still giving some orders right now. Amazing win, Coach. Good game. You got to congratulate all those players. Amazing win. 100th career win at Navy. What made this one special?
Just everybody counted us out and our kids fought. You know what I mean? I'm always amazed by these guys. Just when everybody counts them out, they just keep fighting. So proud of our players.
A hard week at practice. John upstairs was calling you Casino Ken, some of the calls you made. What was your game plan going into it, and why were you so aggressive?
Trying to win. Just trying to, all of our focus is just trying to get this W.
Offense has had its struggles, but today the fullbacks were on point and everyone working together. Why do you think they had so much success?
We blocked great up front. Having Dalen back helped us. You know, the Nelson and Jamel ran great. The perimeter guys blocked. It was a total team effort.
Congratulations. Enjoy the win, and congrats on your personal success.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate that, Shea. And so Navy takes out Temple 31-29 to the final. Navy is now 2-0 in conference play. For the Hall of Famer, Randy Cross, and for Hall of Famer Sheehan Stanwood Birch, along with the rest of our crew, I'm John Sadak. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Navy prevails here. We send it to our New York studios. It's Inside College Football.